Hello, and welcome to the Love Your Work Life podcast. I'm your host, Elissa Shuck. Whether you're going for that next promotion, looking for a job, or making a career pivot, I'll teach you how to navigate it all so you can have the career you want. This is Love Your Work Life, episode 74. Ooh, I'm super excited about today's topic because so many people out there, I see the posts on LinkedIn all the time, interviewing, and not getting offers. Without sounding overly simplistic, I can almost always, within moments of talking with someone and asking a couple of, inquiring questions, figure out exactly what is going sideways in those interviews. If you're interviewing a lot and not getting offers, then we know your resume is working for you. We know that you're getting in front of enough people, but there's just something happening in those interviews that is not serving you and is somehow not getting your message across, not getting your story across to the degree that it results in an offer. So it's usually so easy to figure out and so easy to fix. And I'm going to teach you a process, a framework today that is going to help you change up your interviews. Before I get there, a couple of little reminders. Don't forget that when you sign up, when you enroll in Job Search Field Guide during the month of September, you're going to get 4 free coaching calls one-on-one with me as part of that program. It's got everything you need, but the advantage of having someone to talk to, of personalizing your experience, that's what I want to give you with those 4 free coaching calls. So be sure to sign up. Also, October 7th, I am releasing my interview skills course. Now, on to today's topic of interviewing. One of the things that always comes to my mind when I think about an interview and the framework that I want to talk with you about today sounds kind of goofy, and that is, you'll recognize it, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And you know the rest of it, right? Here's the deal. When you are in an interview, you are telling stories. Those dreaded behavioral interview questions are just your opportunity to tell your story in a way that grabs the attention of the listener, in a way that resonates with them so that they can get this picture of what it's like to have you on their team. It's as simple as that. There's no reason to be stressed out about those kinds of questions, and really about an interview at all, because the whole thing is taking the synopsis that's presented on your resume and building that out into the full-on story with all the richness and detail and, goodies that they need to know about you in order to see you as a great candidate. When you're interviewing a lot, but you're not getting offers, it means there's a disconnect there. The story isn't resonating with them. Certainly not powerful enough for you to move on to those next steps. So you can look at this like, hey, are you making it through the screening call? Then there's something about your story that's resonating with a recruiter. If you're getting to the hiring manager call and not moving forward, that's where the disconnect happened. Maybe you're getting through the hiring manager call, but you're not getting through the panel interview. Great, we know 2 out of 3 steps in the process are working, but there's something that's not resonating in the next step. So taking it step by step, audience by audience, is a great way to ensure that you're getting your message across. It's one of the things that I teach in the interview section on Job Search Field Guide, and I'm breaking that out into a standalone for the interview only course, because knowing who your audience is and tailoring your message to your audience is major when you are doing your interviews. Today, I want to talk about the framework that you can use to build out these great stories. And the framework is especially helpful for the behavioral interview questions. It's rare that a recruiter is going to be asking you those kind of questions, right? They're kind of ticking some boxes. But once you get into the other levels of interviews in that process, then you're going to want to have your answers crystal clear and ready to go to tell your story. And a great way to remember that it's about your story is with the acronym DRAMA. This is one that I created to help you understand and remember how to share the information that you have, all the great value that you have through your career, in a way that's clear and understandable and meets the needs that a behavioral question is seeking, right? It's wanting to find out how you show up, not just what you've done. So let's take it one step at a time. D. D stands for dilemma. So this is the situation, this is the context, this is the problem that was being solved. This is even the aspiration, right? Because you can set a goal and it's still a little bit of a dilemma. What are you going to do to get there? So the D stands for dilemma. R represents your role in solving that dilemma, in coming up with a solution to that dilemma, okay? A is the actions that you took to solve that problem, okay? Your role followed by your actions. And then the M stands for metric or more. There's a little bit of an option here depending on exactly what the dilemma is and exactly what kind of behavioral question you are answering. And then finally, the last A stands for advantage. What advantage did you gain? What advantage did you provide? What advantage did the company have as a result of you solving that problem? So D, R, A, M, A, drama, dilemma, role, action, more or metric, and advantage. Now let me give you an example of drama and building out an answer to a behavioral interview question. So here's one. Tell me about a time that you had to execute a project on a super tight timeline. Well, I actually have one from my real life that I'm going to share with you. There was a time back when I was with the candle company that we wanted to roll out a subscription service. We wanted to offer great candles in a brand new fragrance released in subscription club format to give our customers a great experience. The loyal customers who knew that we were raising the bar all the time on the fragrances that we were offering, and we would create this really awesome loyalty program around that monthly fragrance. Now, the timeline for wanting to do that was super fast. In fact, it was releasing things faster than our normal timeline for developing new projects. Now, my role in that as the head of product and merchandising meant that I had to look at it from a 360 view, all the way from what fragrances we were going to offer, what that looked like on the calendar, and where we were in fragrance development, as well as how could we execute that in manufacturing. What I did was I met with my product development team, my R&D team first, finding out how close were we on getting certain fragrances approved, because we were always approving fragrances all along. Next, I shared the plan with production and manufacturing and supply chain so we could bring them up to speed and forecast together and figure out what this looked like in real life production, as well as bringing in all of the supplies that we were going to need, all the raw materials to make this happen. Next, I got our sales team involved, brought them up to speed, looked at any possible glitches that we might have in terms of communication, marketing, and what that message was going to look like out to the field. In the end, by bringing everybody all together, we were able to release a product in 1/3 of the amount of time than it usually took. And the advantage that it gave us is, number one, we knew we could push our capabilities in ways that we never thought possible. And number two, we were able to release the loyalty subscription program in the right time of year with a new catalog release and able to leverage that along with all of the other communications that we were doing in that new release. Now you see how I went through all of those pieces and parts. The dilemma, we wanted to deliver something new and special, but do it in a short amount of time. My role in that as the head of product and merchandising, bringing everybody together and taking action, laying out steps, the actions that were taken amongst all the cross-functional team members, as well as the more and the metrics, okay? Now I could have embellished that a little bit more, but I'm doing this on the fly. I didn't script this out ahead of time. But I think you see where I'm going with that. And lastly, the advantage. How cool is it that if I was in an interview that I was able to share how we pushed capabilities, we did things we didn't think possible previously, and we were able to capture the attention of our customers in a timely manner when they expected that kind of communication and new product releases, new program releases. So good, my friends. So going forward, when you're planning out your behavioral questions, when you're anticipating the kinds of behavioral questions that you're going to get, think of answers in the drama format. And especially look at bullet points in the job description. Because when you're able to align a piece of your career story with something you've identified in the job description, powerful stuff. You are going to be giving anyone in that room the aha moment that they're looking for, because they're going to be able to picture you doing that stuff. Not just the stuff, not just the actions, but really who you are, how you show up. Such a powerful way to do it. Give yourself a chance to tell your story. Use drama in the best possible way as a storytelling format to help you create a framework around your answers so that you are feeling comfortable and authentic and still getting your message across. Let me know how this is going. I would love to hear about it. All right. Until next time, have great interviews. If you like listening to this podcast, and you are going to love my program, Job Search Field Guide. This is a unique opportunity. I offer group coaching alongside a 5-step process to help you land a job quickly. So I hope you will join me in Job Search Field Guide. This is going to be revolutionary to your career journey and your job search, and you get lifetime access. So find it at elissashuck-careercoach.com, and I will see you there.